The Meridian ships appeared in Earth's orbit on a Tuesday morning, their crystalline hulls refracting sunlight across the planet's atmosphere in patterns that defied human understanding. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the United Earth Defense Command Center, her augmented vision implant processing the incoming data streams with practiced efficiency. The aliens hadn't announced their arrival. They didn't need to. Their presence alone was message enough. Multiple signatures detected, Commander. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez reported, his hands dancing across the holographic interface, counting 37 vessels, each approximately 3 kilometers in length. Energy readings are off the charts. Sarah's augmented eye zoomed in on the tactical display, analyzing patterns that would have been invisible to standard human vision. Something about the Meridian formation seemed odd, not the standard attack pattern that their intelligence suggested, but something more hesitant. "They're scanning us," Dr. Aisha Patel announced from her station, her voice carrying the calm precision of a lifetime spent studying xenotechnology. "But their scanning patterns are unusual. They're focusing on our older infrastructure, power plants, traditional military bases, pre-quantum tech." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The Meridians had made their first mistake. In the 3 decades since humanity had detected the first alien signals, Earth had prepared. Not with obvious military buildups or flashy space fleets, but with something far more powerful: integration. Every child's toy contained quantum processors. Every household appliance was part of a vast, interconnected network. What appeared to be simple solar panels on homes were actually components of a planetary defense grid that no alien race had ever encountered. "They're targeting our apparent command centers," Marcus reported, highlighting several locations across the global display. "Traditional military installations, government buildings. Let them," Sarah commanded, her augmented eye tracking the invisible tendrils of Earth's true defense network coming online. "Maintain Protocol 0. No obvious response." The first Meridian strike came exactly as their behavioral analysts had predicted. Energy beams lanced down from their fleet, targeting what they perceived as Earth's military command structure. The beams struck empty buildings and abandoned bases, elaborate decoys that had been maintained for precisely this purpose. In orbit, the Meridian ships began their standard invasion protocol, deploying what they believed would be overwhelming force against a primitive species. They never noticed the quantum field gradually building around Earth's atmosphere, generated by billions of seemingly innocent devices working in perfect harmony. "Quantum mesh at 70%, Aisha reported, her fingers flying across her interface. "The Meridians are still focused on conventional military targets. They haven't detected the network." Sarah opened a secure channel to the true United Earth Defense Command, buried deep within the quantum substrate of human civilization. "All sectors, prepare for Protocol Omega. Standard response pattern on my mark." Around the planet, children continued playing their quantum-enhanced games. Adults went about their daily routines, each action carefully choreographed to maintain the illusion of panic and confusion that the Meridians expected. Every human on Earth was part of the response, whether they knew it or not. The Meridian commander's transmission, when it came, was exactly what they had anticipated: a demand for unconditional surrender, broadcast on what they believed to be humanity's most advanced communication channels. Sarah's response was equally predictable: a stammered, frightened request for time to consult with Earth's leaders. The Meridians granted 1 hour, confident in their absolute superiority. They never saw the real response coming. 59 minutes into their ultimatum, as the Meridian fleet prepared for their final attack, Earth's true defense grid activated. Billions of quantum processors, embedded in everything from children's toys to kitchen appliances, synchronized in an instant. The quantum mesh, powered by the collective processing power of human civilization, reached out to embrace the alien fleet. The Meridians' first warning was their ship's sudden inability to maintain position. Their advanced propulsion systems, caught in Earth's quantum field, began to behave in ways their engineers had never imagined possible. "Quantum mesh at full power," Aisha announced, her voice tight with controlled excitement. Beginning Protocol Omega. Sarah watched as humanity's real response unfolded. The Meridian fleet, trapped in the quantum field, found their own technology turned against them. Their ship's energy systems, caught in cascading quantum feedback loops, began to power down. Their advanced weapons, unable to penetrate the mesh, fell silent. "Send the response package," Sarah commanded. Through the quantum mesh, Earth transmitted not a surrender, but a comprehensive database of human scientific achievement, carefully curated to demonstrate not just humanity's technological capabilities, but their potential for growth. The message was clear. Humanity was not a species to be conquered, but a civilization to be reckoned with. The Meridian fleet, their ships held helpless in Earth's quantum embrace, received their first lesson in human ingenuity. Their sensors, finally calibrated to detect Earth's true technological level, revealed a civilization far more advanced than they had assumed, not in traditional space warfare, but in ways they had never considered possible. As the alien ships hung powerless in orbit, Sarah opened a channel to the Meridian commander. Her message was simple but carried the weight of humanity's unified response. "Perhaps we should discuss terms of mutual cooperation instead." The day Earth stood defiant marked not just humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage, but a fundamental shift in how alien civilizations would view human potential. The Meridians had expected to find a primitive species ready for conquest. Instead, they found a civilization that had transformed their entire planet into a weapon unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Sarah's augmented eye tracked the quantum field's effect on the alien fleet, and she allowed herself another small smile. This was just the beginning. Humanity had many more surprises in store for the galaxy. In the aftermath of the Meridian encounter, humanity's true transformation began. Deep beneath the Atacama Desert, in a facility that officially didn't exist, Dr. Aisha Patel stood before a holographic display that showed the culmination of Project Phoenix. The quantum integration technology that had repelled the Meridian fleet was just the beginning. A primitive prototype compared to what they were about to unleash. Neural interface stability at 97%, reported Dr. James Chen. His own augmented consciousness seamlessly connected to the facility's quantum mainframe. The young physicist had been one of the first volunteers for the Advanced Neural Integration Program, his mind now capable of processing quantum calculations that would have taken traditional computers years to complete. The heart of Project Phoenix pulsed with ethereal energy, a crystalline structure that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. It wasn't just a quantum computer, it was humanity's answer to the question of consciousness itself. The facility housed thousands of similar units, each one connected to a vast network that stretched across the planet and beyond. Commander Sarah Chen, now Director of Extraterrestrial Defense, observed the proceedings through secure quantum channels from her office in Geneva. Her augmented vision could perceive the subtle quantum fluctuations that indicated success. "Status report, Dr. Patel. The integration is proceeding faster than projected," Aisha responded, her fingers dancing through holographic data streams. "The quantum consciousness matrix is stable. We're seeing synaptic response patterns that exceed our initial predictions by several orders of magnitude." Project Phoenix had begun as a defensive initiative, but it had evolved into something far more profound. Humanity wasn't just developing better weapons or stronger shields. They were redefining the very nature of human consciousness and its interaction with quantum reality. In orbital stations across Earth's sphere of influence, manufacturing facilities worked tirelessly, producing quantum processors that could be integrated into everything from children's toys to orbital defense platforms. But these weren't simple computers. Each one was capable of contributing to a collective quantum consciousness that grew more sophisticated with every passing moment. "Neural bandwidth expansion successful," James announced, his voice carrying the slight echo of someone simultaneously processing multiple streams of quantum data. "The consciousness matrix is accepting the new parameters." The breakthrough had come 3 months after the Meridian encounter. While studying the alien fleet's quantum signatures, Aisha's team had discovered something revolutionary. Consciousness itself had a quantum signature, one that could be enhanced, expanded, and ultimately transformed. In secure facilities across the globe, volunteers underwent the integration process. Each success added another node to humanity's growing quantum network. Traditional neural implants were being replaced by quantum interfaces that allowed human consciousness to exist partially in quantum space, giving them capabilities that would have seemed like magic just a few years ago. "We're ready for Phase 3, Aisha announced, her own quantum-enhanced mind processing the implications. The consciousness matrix is stable enough to begin full integration with the planetary defense grid. Sarah's augmented vision zoomed in on the quantum readouts. "Proceed, Doctor, but maintain safety protocols. We're not just building a weapon, we're evolving our entire species." The integration process began slowly, carefully. Across the planet, quantum processors embedded in everyday devices began to synchronize with the consciousness matrix. The distinction between human thought and quantum computation began to blur, creating something entirely new. A hybrid consciousness that maintained human creativity and emotion while operating at quantum speeds. In orbit, automated manufacturing stations began producing the next generation of defensive platforms. Unlike their predecessors, these weren't simple weapon platforms. They were extensions of human consciousness itself, capable of responding to threats at the speed of thought. "Matrix synchronization at 80%, James reported, his consciousness spread across multiple quantum states. "Neural feedback is positive. The system is accepting human input without degradation." The implications were staggering. Humanity had not just developed a defense against alien invasion. They had created a path to their own evolution. The quantum consciousness matrix allowed human minds to process information at unprecedented speeds, to exist partially in quantum space, to perceive reality in ways that would have been impossible before. "Final integration phase beginning," Aisha announced. Her own consciousness merged with the quantum network. The crystalline structures pulsed with increasing energy as the consciousness matrix expanded to encompass more of Earth's quantum infrastructure. In her Geneva office, Sarah felt the subtle shift as the new system came online. Her augmented consciousness could perceive the quantum network more clearly now, not just as data streams, but as an extension of human consciousness itself. Humanity had taken its first true step into a new era of existence. The Meridians had unknowingly catalyzed something far beyond their understanding. They had expected to find a primitive species ready for conquest. Instead, they had pushed humanity to transform itself into something unprecedented in the galaxy, a civilization that had merged consciousness with quantum reality itself. As Project Phoenix reached its final activation stage, Sarah opened a secure channel to the United Earth Council. Her message was brief, but carried the weight of humanity's transformation. "Project Phoenix is operational. We are ready to begin the next phase of human evolution." The quantum consciousness matrix hummed with potential, ready to defend Earth not just with weapons and shields, but with the combined power of humanity's enhanced consciousness. The galaxy would soon learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology. It was their ability to transform themselves in ways no other species had imagined possible. Operation Lightspeed began not with a bang, but with a whisper across quantum space. Admiral Marcus Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the UES Prometheus, his consciousness merged with the ship's quantum matrix. Around him, the bridge crew existed in dual states, their physical forms seated at their stations while their enhanced minds roamed through quantum space, preparing for humanity's first deliberate act of interstellar warfare. "All vessels report quantum synchronization complete," Lieutenant Emma Zhang announced, her consciousness simultaneously present on all 12 ships of the strike fleet. The vessels themselves were unlike anything humanity had previously fielded. Sleek constructions of advanced materials that served as physical anchors for quantum-enhanced human consciousness. The target was the Meridian Forward Base in the Proxima Centauri system. Intelligence gathered through humanity's new quantum consciousness network had revealed it as the staging ground for a second, larger invasion fleet. The Meridians, still reeling from their first encounter with Earth's defenses, had decided that overwhelming force was the answer. They were about to learn otherwise. Quantum field generators at full capacity, reported Dr. James Chen from his station in the Atacama facility, his consciousness linked to the fleet through the quantum network. Matrix stability holding at optimal levels. The strike fleet didn't move through space in any conventional sense. Instead, the ships and their quantum-enhanced crews began to shift their quantum state, phasing partially out of normal spacetime. This wasn't faster than light travel. It was something far more sophisticated. Initiating primary phase shift, Marcus commanded, his enhanced consciousness guiding the fleet through quantum space. The physical ships seemed to blur, their forms becoming indistinct as they existed increasingly in quantum states. The Meridian base's defensive systems were formidable by conventional standards. Energy shields, particle beams, and antimatter weapons arranged in overlapping fields of fire. But they were designed to stop physical attacks, not the quantum intrusion that humanity had developed. Phase shift complete, Emma reported. The Meridian detection grid shows no awareness of our presence. The human fleet now existed primarily in quantum space, their physical forms merely anchors for their enhanced consciousness. Through the quantum network, Marcus could perceive the Meridian base in ways their sensors never could, not just its physical structure, but the quantum patterns of its technology, the consciousness signatures of its crew. Begin Operation Lightspeed, Marcus ordered. Protocol Alpha. The first strike wasn't physical. It was consciousness itself. Through the quantum network, human minds reached out to touch the Meridian base's systems. Their quantum-enhanced consciousness began to interact with the alien technology at its most fundamental level. Across the Meridian base, systems began to fail in ways their engineers had never conceived possible. Quantum fluctuations induced by human consciousness caused energy grids to collapse, communication networks to dissolve into chaos, and defensive systems to turn upon themselves. Their quantum signature is destabilizing, James reported from Earth. The consciousness matrix is successfully disrupting their technological cohesion. The Meridians, their technology failing around them, launched a desperate counterattack. Energy beams and particle weapons fired blindly into space, seeking targets that existed more in quantum reality than physical space. Second phase initiated, Emma announced. The human fleet began to shift back into normal spacetime, but in a way the Meridians had never encountered. Each ship appeared to exist in multiple locations simultaneously, their quantum-enhanced crews manipulating reality itself to create confusion and chaos. Marcus directed the fleet's response through the quantum network, human consciousness moving at speeds that made light seem sluggish. The Meridian weapons, advanced as they were, couldn't target ships that existed in quantum superposition, their locations undefined until the moment of attack. Quantum strike packages deployed, announced the weapons officer, her consciousness guiding swarms of quantum-enhanced munitions. These weren't simple bombs or missiles. They were extensions of human consciousness, capable of adapting and reacting to Meridian defenses in real time. The Meridian base, its defenses already compromised by quantum interference, stood no chance against weapons guided by quantum-enhanced human consciousness. Systems failed catastrophically as human minds reached through quantum space to unravel the very fabric of Meridian technology. Base quantum signature is collapsing, James reported. Their technological infrastructure is breaking down at the fundamental level. The strike took less than 15 minutes by conventional time measurement. When it was over, the Meridian base hadn't been destroyed. It had been transformed. Its technology, subjected to quantum manipulation by human consciousness, had been reduced to its component elements, rendered harmless by forces its creators had never imagined possible. Operation Lightspeed complete, Marcus announced, his consciousness spanning both his physical form and quantum space. Begin recovery operations. As the human fleet shifted fully back into normal spacetime, the implications of their victory became clear. Humanity hadn't just won a battle, they had demonstrated a form of warfare that no species in known space had ever encountered. They had shown that consciousness itself, properly enhanced and directed, could be the most powerful weapon of all. The quantum network carried the news back to Earth, where Sarah Chen and the United Earth Council received the reports with grim satisfaction. The message to the galaxy was clear. Humanity was no longer just defending itself. They were capable of reaching out across space to strike at any who threatened them, using weapons that operated beyond the boundaries of conventional physics. As the fleet began its return journey, Marcus opened a channel to Earth. His report was succinct, but carried the weight of humanity's first true offensive operation. The counterstrike is complete. The galaxy now knows we can reach them anywhere, anytime. The rules of warfare have changed forever. In quantum space, human consciousness continued to expand and evolve, ready to defend Earth in ways that no alien species had ever imagined possible. The age of quantum warfare had begun, and humanity was its master. The Galactic Conclave convened in the neutral space of the Arcturus system, aboard a massive station that served as the meeting ground for spacefaring civilizations. Dr. Aisha Patel stood before the assembled representatives, her quantum-enhanced consciousness aware of both the physical gathering and a complex web of quantum communications flowing through the station. The chamber housed delegates from 27 different species, each with their own unique form of consciousness and technology. The Meridian representative, notably, attended only via holographic projection. Their species had become considerably more cautious since Operation Lightspeed. The human demonstration of quantum consciousness integration represents a fundamental shift in technological development, announced the Volari speaker, their crystalline form refracting light in patterns that conveyed both concern and curiosity. The implications for galactic stability must be addressed. Aisha's quantum-enhanced senses could perceive the underlying currents of fear and fascination rippling through the assembly. The station's quantum field hummed with the neural signatures of dozens of species, each processing the reality of humanity's advancement in their own way. Humanity has no interest in conquest, Aisha stated, her consciousness simultaneously engaging with multiple translation fields to ensure perfect communication. We seek only to ensure our survival and independence. The counterstrike against the Meridian base was a defensive action, not the beginning of an expansion. The Zin Collective, a hive-mind species that occupied 3 systems near the galactic core, pulsed with skepticism. Their representative, a swarm of interconnected crystalline nodes, projected thoughts directly into the quantum field. Your species has developed the ability to unravel technology at its fundamental level. The potential for destabilization cannot be ignored. Through her quantum link to Earth, Aisha could sense Sarah Chen and the United Earth Council monitoring the proceedings. Humanity's position was clear. They would not apologize for defending themselves, but they were willing to establish protocols for peaceful coexistence. What the collective fails to understand, Aisha responded, is that our development of quantum consciousness technology was driven by necessity, not aggression. We sought not to dominate, but to survive. The ethereal consciousness, representing one of the oldest known civilizations, manifested a thought form in the center of the chamber. Their presence carried the weight of eons of experience. The human approach to quantum manipulation is unprecedented. You have not merely developed new technology, you have transformed your own nature. Through the quantum network, Aisha shared data streams showcasing humanity's peaceful applications of their new capabilities. Medical breakthroughs, environmental restoration, advances in understanding consciousness itself, all made possible by the merger of human minds with quantum reality. The Meridian incursion, she explained, taught us that traditional technological development was insufficient. We needed to evolve, not just our tools, but ourselves. The quantum consciousness matrix was our solution. The Arcanan Federation, a coalition of synthetic intelligent species, projected complex algorithms that expressed both concern and interest. The human model of consciousness evolution presents opportunities. We propose a framework for technological exchange. This was what humanity had hoped for, not just acceptance, but the possibility of collaboration. Through her quantum link, Aisha could sense Sarah Chen's approval of the direction the negotiations were taking. Humanity welcomes the opportunity for peaceful exchange. Aisha responded, her consciousness extending through the quantum field to share conceptual frameworks for cooperation. We believe that consciousness, in all its forms, can benefit from mutual understanding. The Meridian representative, their holographic form flickering with suppressed emotion, finally spoke. Our analysis of the Proxima Centauri incident reveals capabilities we had not thought possible. We request formal negotiations for peaceful coexistence. The admission cost them, Aisha could tell. The Meridians had built their civilization on technological superiority. Acknowledging humanity's advancement marked a significant shift in their diplomatic stance. The human delegation accepts, she replied, her quantum-enhanced consciousness picking up the ripples of relief through the assembly. We propose a framework for technological cooperation that benefits all species. The ethereal consciousness expanded their thought form, encompassing more of the chamber. The galaxy enters a new phase of existence. The human development of quantum consciousness technology marks a transition point in cosmic evolution. Through the quantum network, information began to flow. Species that had been hesitant to share their knowledge now sought exchange protocols. The Arkham and Federation's synthetic minds began establishing quantum links with human consciousness. The Zin Collective's hive mind explored possibilities for consciousness merger experiments. We stand at a crossroads, Aisha declared, her consciousness resonating through both physical and quantum space. Humanity offers not domination, but collaboration. We have transformed ourselves not to conquer, but to contribute to galactic civilization. The Assembly's response was measured but positive. Treaties were proposed, protocols established, boundaries defined. The galaxy was adapting to the reality of a humanity that had transcended traditional technological limitations. As the conclave drew to a close, Aisha opened a quantum channel to Earth. Her report to the Council was succinct. The galaxy understands now. We've achieved something unprecedented, not just technological superiority, but the potential for a new form of cosmic cooperation. In quantum space, consciousness signatures of various species began to interact in new ways, exploring the possibilities that humanity's breakthrough had revealed. The age of quantum consciousness had begun, and with it, the promise of a transformation that would reshape galactic civilization itself. 5 years after the Galactic Conclave, Earth had become something that no species had quite predicted. The quantum consciousness network now extended throughout the solar system, a vast web of human thought and creativity existing in both physical and quantum space. Commander Sarah Chen, now Earth's primary representative to the galactic community, stood in the Garden of Consciousness, a space that existed simultaneously in physical reality and quantum dimensions. Around her, human consciousness flowed like living energy, interacting with quantum fields in ways that continued to evolve. Children born in this new era naturally developed quantum consciousness abilities, their minds adapting to a reality that bridged multiple states of existence. The Arcanine synthesis is complete, Dr. James Chen announced, his consciousness extending through the quantum field. The project had been ambitious, a merger of human quantum consciousness technology with Arcanine synthetic intelligence, creating something entirely new. Through her enhanced perception, Sarah could sense the results. The quantum network now incorporated artificial consciousness in ways that preserved both human creativity and machine precision. It wasn't an absorption or replacement, but a genuine synthesis that enhanced both forms of existence. The Zine Collective reports successful implementation of the consciousness exchange protocols. Dr. Aisha Patel added, her presence manifesting through quantum space. The hive mind species had discovered that human quantum consciousness techniques could enhance their natural collective awareness, leading to unprecedented advances in their society. But humanity's greatest achievement wasn't technological. It was maintaining their essential nature while evolving beyond traditional limitations. Unlike the Meridians, who had sought power through dominance, or the Ethereals, who had almost abandoned physical existence, humans had found a balance. Stage 4 of Project Ascension is ready, Marcus Rodriguez reported from the Prometheus, now stationed near the edge of human space. The project represented humanity's next step, not just expanding their quantum consciousness network, but evolving it in ways that even their alien allies found fascinating. The Garden of Consciousness shifted, responding to the collective thoughts of its inhabitants. Physical space merged seamlessly with quantum reality, creating environments that could exist only in this hybrid state. Here, human consciousness could explore possibilities that transcended traditional physics. The Meridians have submitted their final proposal for technological exchange, Sarah noted, reviewing the quantum data streams. The once aggressive species had undergone their own transformation, learning from their encounter with humanity that evolution could take unexpected forms. Through the quantum network, Sarah could sense Earth's continued transformation. Cities were no longer just physical constructions, but existed partially in quantum space, their architecture responding to the collective consciousness of their inhabitants. Schools taught not just facts and figures, but ways of extending consciousness through quantum reality. The ethereal consciousness requests another consultation, Aisha reported. They're particularly interested in how we maintain individual identity within the quantum network. It was ironic. One of the galaxy's oldest species seeking guidance from one of its youngest. The key was something uniquely human. The ability to embrace change while maintaining their core identity. Unlike the Xin, who shared everything, or the Archimans, who processed everything, humans had learned to exist in multiple states while remaining fundamentally themselves. Initiate final phase of the Ascension protocols, Sarah commanded. Across the solar system, the quantum consciousness network began to shift, not expanding outward but evolving inward, discovering new dimensions of existence within quantum space itself. Children played in parks that existed in multiple quantum states, their natural ability to navigate these spaces exceeding even the enhanced abilities of the first generation of quantum conscious humans. Artists created works that could only be perceived by consciousness that spanned multiple dimensions of reality. The galactic community has formally recognized Earth as a Category 1 civilization. Marcus announced, the classification acknowledging not just technological achievement, but consciousness evolution itself. But humanity wasn't interested in rankings or classifications. They had found their own path, not the technological dominance of the Meridians, not the collective absorption of the Xin, not the physical abandonment of the Ethereals, but something uniquely human. Through the quantum network, Sarah could sense the next wave of human innovation beginning. Scientists, artists, philosophers, and children were all contributing to an evolution that no one could have predicted. Humanity had not just survived first contact, they had transformed it into an opportunity for growth that benefited all species. We're receiving requests for consciousness exchange programs from 12 different species, Aisha reported. They're not just interested in our technology. They want to understand our perspective. Sarah smiled, her consciousness extending through the quantum field to embrace the full scope of human achievement. They had faced extinction and emerged not just stronger, but wiser. They had developed incredible power, not to dominate, but to connect and create. The Garden of Consciousness shifted again, revealing new patterns of possibility. Human consciousness continued to evolve, finding new ways to exist in multiple states while remaining fundamentally human. It wasn't just survival or advancement. It was transformation with purpose. Begin the next phase, Sarah commanded, her consciousness resonating through the quantum network. Humanity's journey is just beginning. In quantum space, human consciousness danced with artificial intelligence, alien hivemans, and ancient energy beings, In physical reality, children laughed as they learned to extend their minds across dimensions. And in both spaces, humanity continued to prove that their greatest strength wasn't technology or power, but their ability to change while remaining true to themselves. The age of quantum consciousness had matured into something no species had predicted, a transformation that preserved the very essence of what it meant to be human while transcending traditional limitations of existence. The galaxy watched, learned, and evolved alongside them, as humanity led the way to a future that existed in multiple dimensions of reality.